Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. My name is Michael, but you can call me MOLT. And today we're going to be going over the top deck in Marvel Snap right now after the balance changes. So as you all know, there were recently some changes added to the game involving Sandman and Enchantress. And after those have happened, a deck that has been really strong for a while has pretty much solidified itself as the best deck in the game, and that is Sera Control. Sera has always been a very strong deck. In fact, the first deck that I ever made it to Infinite with is this deck right here. This was like 7-8 months ago during beta, and back then I played Sera a little bit differently than it is played now. One of my favorite things about Sera is not just dumping things on the board final turn. While that is very strong, you can do lots of different fun things that can really catch your opponent off guard, playing 2 4-cost cards, playing lots of different things like that. So I really want you guys to approach Sera as a tool to help you play more cards that might be unexpected. Now, currently this deck has a 53.8% win rate, and that's based off of 2,600 games, which is really good. But we're going to go and look at my stats from the stream today when I played this for a couple hours live. If you guys didn't know, I do live stream during the week on this channel right here at about 11 o'clock Eastern time. So make sure you guys stop by for that. But you can see that we played a total of, 32 games with a 65.6% win rate. And one thing that you guys will notice is that we have Cloak in this deck compared to the Lizard that is in the other deck. Our deck is made up of Nova, Angela, Hitmonkey, Scarlet Witch, Sentinel, Cloak, Mysterio, Bishop, Killmonger, Shang-Chi, and Enchantress. Now we're going to break down all the cards that are in this deck and my reasoning behind that, and hopefully make you guys a little bit more confident playing this deck and pushing up the ladder as the season is coming to a close. Now, the first card in this deck is Nova, and it's a pretty straightforward card. It's a 1/1 that you play, and when it's destroyed, it buffs all other cards by 1. That's pretty much it. Straightforward. Typically, you don't want to let people know that you have Nova, especially if you're playing other things like Bishop or Sentinel, because most of the time they'll recognize that you have a Killmonger in your deck, and they might wait to play some of their more important 1-cost cards until the end. So typically, if you can save your Nova until turn 5 or even final turn 6 plays, then that's going to be ideal. Angela in this deck is really good and is kind of a staple in Sera decks because it has the potential to gain a lot of power for just playing cards. And if you do end up wanting to play Nova early, you can play Nova on top of Angela and then destroy it with Killmonger, therefore making you extra room to get your Angela up to 2/8. Next up, we've got Hitmonkey, which is going to be the heavy hitter of the deck. It is a 2/0 that gains 2 power for each card played this turn, which is incredible on final turn. Now, there are lots of different other things that you can do with Hitmonkey, especially if you're playing Beast in your deck, or if there are cloning vats on the board. You can always play Hitmonkey on that early, giving your Hitmonkey a buff and then throwing it down later on as well. The ideal play for Hitmonkey is either on turn 4 or turn 5. If you feel like your opponent is going to be playing Sandman, then potentially you might want to play Nova, Mysterio, and Hitmonkey on turn 5, giving yourself a lot of presence on the board, and then being able to play Killmonger after that. Now, obviously, you want to end up playing Sera on turn 5 if possible, but you just got to be aware of what your opponent's playing. And if they are playing a Sandman, or seem to be doing something along those lines, then it might be smarter to play that Hitmonkey on turn 4 or turn 5 if possible. Scarlet Witch is another pretty straightforward card. You can do lots of different fun things with Scarlet Witch. You can change locations that benefit your opponent. You can change locations that hinder you. So if you have a location that won't allow you to play Sera or something else, you can always throw Scarlet Witch down there. One of the best things for Scarlet Witch, obviously, is playing it on Limbo and really stressing out your opponent on that turn 6 when they might be waiting to play on turn 7. But Scarlet Witch is just a solid 2/3 that ends up changing the location for your benefit most of the time. Next, we've got Sentinel. Sentinel is an interesting card because, yeah, it's only a 2/3, but it also always gives you a 2/3 to play, which is one of the values in it. Not only does it allow you to play on turn 2, but it also allows you to play on curve on other turns. Say that on turn 4, you only have one 2-cost card, you can now play Sentinel as well, thus giving you 3 more power down on the board and filling things up, especially if you are able to get Nova down as well. So Sentinel is just a pretty good filler card here. Now, personally, I chose to put Cloak in this deck instead of Lizard because no matter what, final turn, Cloak is always going to be a 2/4. You cannot say that about Lizard, and honestly, you couldn't say that about Lizard before the nerf, because if there are locations where your opponent may play, then your Lizard could end up losing its buff. So not only is Cloak a guaranteed 2/4 no matter when you play it, you can also play it early on and have some cards on top of Angela, moving those to Cloak, allowing you to get Angela bigger. But again, the biggest point of Cloak in this is to play on final turn as a 4 power presence on the board for the cost of 1 if you have Sera down. Next up, we've got Mysterio, probably one of the strongest cards in this deck in relation to how it affects Hitmonkey. Mysterio not only benefits Bishop and Hitmonkey, but it also adds a little bit of confusion to your opponent. You can play mind games with Mysterio, making somebody think that you played the real Mysterio at a certain location, when in reality you played it at a different one, stacking up power on 2 locations instead of spreading across 3. And then obviously, if you do have Nova down, you can buff all of those Mysterios and give yourself some power presence across the board. So Mysterio is incredible. You pretty much always want to play it after you have Bishop down if possible. And then as much as possible, you want to play it with Hitmonkey to give Hitmonkey that buff as well. Bishop is incredible and is one of the other powerhouses in this deck, but you really want to get it down by turn 3, and I would say turn 4 at the latest. Now, if you don't draw into Sera, then you could play Bishop turn 5, as well as Mysterio turn 5, getting that Bishop up, and then playing 3 2-cost cards on that final turn, whether that's Cloak, Sentinel, and Hitmonkey or something along those lines. But ideally, you want to get Bishop down on that turn 3 and buff it up as you play the following turns. Next, we've got Killmonger in here. Killmonger, from a defensive standpoint, in regards to protecting you, is good for buffing all of your cards by tagging Nova, but also offensively, it is incredible against a lot of the Patriot decks and things like that. Now, Killmonger, you always want to kind of keep hidden. Just like I said with Nova, you want to hide it. You don't want to let people know that you can destroy their 1-cost cards, especially if they have Ebony Maw down and they're playing Dr. Doom, or if they have Sunspot or anything like that. And especially if you notice that somebody's playing Patriot and potentially Ultron, then you want to make sure that they have priority going into that final turn so that you can play Killmonger, clearing the board and being oh so satisfied. We also have Shang-Chi in this deck, a 4/3 powerhouse that takes out any of your opponent's cards on a location that have 9 or more power. Really, really straightforward card, but honestly very, very good in this deck, especially final turn. If you have Sera down, it will only cost you 3. So potentially final turn, you could play Mysterio for 1. You could play Sentinel for 1, you could play Hitmonkey for 1, and then you could play Shang-Chi for 3, giving yourself a really, really good buff down on the board for that Hitmonkey and that power, and also removing power from your opponent's side. The new and improved Enchantress is a 4/6, which reminds me a lot of White Queen. While White Queen gives you information, Enchantress gives you dominance on the board, taking out anything that your opponent might have that is ongoing, whether that is a Patriot, a Devil Dino, a Darkhawk, or even a Null if you do end up facing a Galactus deck. So very, very strong now with the recent buff. I wouldn't be surprised if it gets lowered down to maybe a 4/5, but currently I think that it's pretty solid. And the one thing that you can note about it is that a lot of people will probably play Enchantress on turn 4 if you haven't played anything ongoing or anything that reveals that you might have ongoing, in regards to playing something like Rock Slide that lets people know you have Darkhawk, or things that might make people think you have Devil Dinosaur or Patriot. Typically, they might play Enchantress just to get that power down, thus losing them the benefit of having Enchantress's ability if you do play an ongoing card on turn 5 or turn 6. And then finally, Sera is the ultimate workhorse of this deck, allowing us to play a significant amount of cards down on the board on that final turn. Now, here's one thing that I want to tell you guys that is extremely important to recognize in these Sera decks. Sera allows you to play 6 2-cost cards on that final turn. That does not include those extra 2 that come from Mysterio, meaning 8 cards on that final turn, which would give your hit monkey a total of 16 power there, which is pretty friggin' wild. So while you're playing, if you notice that you have Bishop in hand and Sera in hand, then lots of times you'll want to just play Bishop on turn 3. And then if you have Sentinel, just play Sentinel on turn 4, depending on what's going on the board, so that you can have as many cards as possible to play on that final turn 6 to just flood the board and catch your opponent off guard. Now, obviously, there are lots of other things that you can do with Enchantress. If you recognize that you want to play Shang-Chi or Enchantress on that final turn, then obviously you play those other cards. But you can have a very large upper hand with Sera by playing as many cards as possible on that final turn. So if you notice that your hand isn't that full, you don't just want to play things to slowly buff Bishop or anything like that. Now, obviously, if you're looking to hold on to priority for any specific reason, then you can go ahead and do that. But ultimately, I would say try and play 6 2-cost cards on that final turn, whether that's Angela, Scarlet Witch, Sentinel, Cloak, Mysterio. I don't even think we can do it. And Hit Monkey. That would be friggin' wild. And then obviously, if you have Nova down, you want to play Killmonger. Lots of different opportunities to add power there that can end up being really, really good and beneficial for you. Not only catching your opponent off guard, but taking home the win. Now, you guys might be wondering about some substitutes that you can have if you're missing some of these cards. Obviously, Hitmonkey is probably one that a lot of you don't have if you don't have the pass, but that doesn't mean that Sera isn't strong. Sera, Miracle, and decks like this have been around for a very long time, so it is still very much so viable, even if you don't have Hitmonkey, so don't worry. One of the first cards I would say to throw in this deck if you don't have any of these would be Mojo. Mojo is an incredible card, especially playing final turn when your opponent doesn't expect you to throw down Mojo, giving you an incredible power buff at that location, especially if they already have it full and you know that you can fill it very easily. My next suggestion would be Goose. Goose is a great card in this deck. Typically, you would want to play it earlier on, obviously, maybe on top of Angela or on top of a location where you end up playing Bishop so that your opponent isn't able to play big power cards there, and you can pretty much guarantee yourself a win there by playing the real Mysterio there or Hitmonkey or anything along those lines. Next, one of my favorite cards in the entire game is Juggernaut. Yes, it is a 3-cost, so it will take up 2 spots of 2 costs, obviously, because it will cost 2 while your 2 costs cost 1. But Juggernaut is an incredible control card that you can play final turn here, being able to play that and 4 2-cost cards that would now be 1 cost if they were decreased by Sera. And one of the main ones, if you guys don't have Hitmonkey, that I would say to bring along would be Maximus. Now, I wouldn't play Maximus before final turn. I would play Maximus on that final turn, giving you 7 power for the cost of 2 if you do have Sera down. So again, you can play that for 2 and you can play 4 other 2 costs. So there's potential to play Maximus and Cloak at a location for 3 energy, and that would be 11 power. So really, really good powerhouse there that does fit in here. But again, definitely play it on final turn if you have Sera down. Now, a card that I think a lot of people sleep on here is going to be Baron Mordo. I would play this one earlier on if you want to. You can really mess up people and their cycles by making cards cost 6. Say you're going against somebody who has Patriot and Mystique and you play Baron. Well, guess what? If you tag that Mystique or that Patriot, then they're pretty much done. And then my final little combo that I would encourage you guys to do if you are missing 2 cards from this deck, I would say throw Colleen Wing in your deck, which is going to give you 2/4 for that final turn, which will only cost 1 if you have Sera down. Then you can also throw Strong Guy into your deck, which is going to cost 3 if you have Sera down. So that means final turn, you could play Strong Guy for 3, you could play Colleen Wing for 1, and then you could play 2 other cards as well. Colleen Wing getting rid of one of the ones in your hand, and allowing you to gain big power there with Strong Guy. And honestly, nobody friggin' plays Strong Guy. So if you really want to try and catch somebody off guard, that Colleen Wing a final turn thrown down with a Strong Guy and a couple other 2 costs is going to be a way that you can catch people off guard. But ultimately, guys, y'all can throw in lots of different things in here. If there are certain 2-cost cards that you want to play, if you do want to play Lizard on that final turn, you can do that as well. You just got to be careful with its most recent decrease that you don't want to play it on a location that's going to be full. But that's going to be it, guys. Hope that y'all learned a lot. Let's go ahead and jump into some live games. All right, we got Sera, we got Killmonger. Okay, so potential for them to... Okay, nice. So they're going to end up going here in the middle, which is going to be good for us. I am not going to play my... Actually, yeah, I was going to say... Okay. So I think we're playing the same deck, but we have Cloak and they have Lizard. So, and they're going to be stuck in the middle. So they have to play their Killmonger early, which I imagine they are not going to want to do. We can go here. Next turn, we can play Sera. Actually going to do this so that we can draw out, because then we can just Killmonger on turn 5 instead. So they got their Bishop, which is going to be massive for them. Bishop is hands down second most important card, third most important card in the deck. With Sera being the first, Hitmonkey being the second, and Bishop being the third, I would say. Yep. And they're about to move here into the middle. We get the draw, which is good. There's our Hitmonkey for us. No Bishop yet. Wow. That is actually brutal. Incredible. That's super frustrating. That is extremely, extremely frustrating. Yeah, that sucks. I think they're going to end up taking this out anyways. So honestly, I think I'm going to make some room for... I'm going to make some room for Shang-Chi on their Bishop over here. Yes, it is going to give their Lizard some power back. We would still love to draw into Bishop here, potentially. It's actually a pretty solid play, okay? Now, here's the thing. Our Shang-Chi actually won't work against their Bishop because we are winning. But we can indeed do this. Huh. Da 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 da. Wonder where they throw their Hitmonkey. And throw it over here. Always sucks when not, like if I had Cloak or Scarlet Witch, I'll be able to show you guys here. If I had Cloak or Scarlet Witch in hand, I would be able to play. I'd be able to play both of them if I had both of them right now. We do not. We drew into our Enchantress and our Shang-Chi, so we'll see what type of luck they get, and whether or not it ends up allowing them to win or not. Okay, so it looks like we might end up winning here. Probably shouldn't have played. Now I wish I had played the 4 in the middle, because this is going to be -1, which is going to suck. They could also play a Shang-Chi, which wouldn't be too hot for us. Okay, they go over there on their Lizard. We may have won this. Not sure. Yeah, they did go Shang-Chi. It takes that out, but I think we still... Yeah, we still win the middle. Nice. That could have been bad. That could have been real bad. Okay. We would have won there even if we had thrown this in the middle or anything. So they didn't get the start. They didn't get the final hand that they wanted either. So not too bad. All right, we can go Angela over here. That'd be pretty solid for us. I'd love to get Bishop here turn 3. Nah, okay. We'll play... Actually, this might not be a bad play. Okay. So now they're definitely going to know that we have Killmonger. Well, we don't have Killmonger yet, so... But we do have Enchantress. Obviously, we're not... Cards with... Oh my gosh, dude. This is the first time that I've played Patriot, that I've faced Patriot in an incredibly long time. And they play, and Sandbar comes up. I'm not even kidding you. I haven't seen this location. I didn't see this location all day. The first time that I see this location is when I'm facing somebody named Taco, who's playing Patriot. Sure. Are they going to move Patriot over there? That's going to be incredible if they do. Okay. Brood right there. Okay. So we go... Sera. Nice. I can play one of my things over here. All right, so we win this pretty easily. I'm not going to snap just because I want to show how easy it's going to be to beat them. We Enchantress on the left. They gave us that. That's funny. So we Enchantress on the left. I almost want to snap back because they're going to play Patriot in the middle. All right, if I Enchantress over here, or do I want to Enchantress in the middle? All right, so I'm stuck here. I definitely think they're going to play Patriot. Or I definitely think they're going to play whatever his name is. But then again, it's like, no, I need to do that. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. I could subtract 4 from here if I play Enchantress over here, putting them at... No, I need to just go with what I was going to. This. And this. That's not going to be enough. It'll be enough. Oh, they didn't go Ultron. They did go Ultron. Okay. So they went Wasp. So yeah, so we win. Nice. Enchantress on the left. Bah. Getting a whole bunch of power. I don't feel bad. I mean, I showed my Nova so early. The fact that they stayed in it is incredible. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I showed Nova on an Angela. I showed Nova on an Angela. All right, nice. So with this, oh, Dream Dimension, we gotta draw Scarlet Witch. Yes, for Mysterio, that's so clutch. We gotta draw Scarlet Witch. We have got to draw Scarlet Witch. We have got to draw Scarlet Witch. I'm gonna wait on it. If we draw Scarlet Witch, it's fine. Come on, baby. You got... I need Scarlet Witch here, now. That sucks, but at least we got Wakanda. Don't, dude. Go the freak home, bro. Oh, that's so frustrating. We'll go here and here. That makes me so sad. Change the location. Please change the location. You know that you want to. They probably played their 4 Mysterio over there, if I had to guess. Okay, so they committed hard over here. We actually probably lose now that I think about it. Because I can't... Mysterio doesn't play over here now that I did that. You know what I mean? I don't know that they revealed Nova first, if I'm honest. I do know, though, that the likelihood of me winning this right location is pretty much non-existent. So we're going to bring Bishop over here, and we're going to go with Enchantress in the middle for some crazy 7 power. Bro, they changed that so late. Oh, okay. I mean, now that that's down, you know what I'm saying? Now that that's down, I'll play Sera. Now that that's down, you want to play that game with me? Let's go. So, hopefully... All right, so we reveal first, which means that they will... Oh, sick. Okay. Okay. So we got to go... Dang, dude. What am I going to do? I can't take anything out with my Shang-Chi. I can't play anything over there. But Mysterio is massive for us. But it's like, where do I... I think I have to do this, this, and this. Yeah. That sucks. I don't like it. I probably end up losing this one. Yep, okay. So, should have played Killmonger in the middle. But they only get +2 in the middle. We get +3. And we have our big dog right here. So, there is some potential. They play an Enchantress. What else do they play? A Killmonger. Oh my, you know what I just... No, okay. Yeah, I was going to say, I didn't really have to play my Killmonger, but taking that out early actually made me win. Wow! Taking theirs out early made us win. Holy cow. Let's go. All right, nice. We got Bishop. Seeing Bishop in your starting hand is one of the best feelings. No! Okay, we got Scarlet Witch, though. All right, we changed this immediately. I am playing games. They have Khazar as their icon. So they very well could have lots of one-cost cards. So there is potential for us to slow play our Killmonger. Not showing... excuse me. Not showing Nova or Killmonger early. Their Bishop is at 3, which sucks. Wow, okay. I am going to try and spread myself fairly wide here and see if we can get 2 6-cost cards. I think we might actually be able to. What are they going to throw down right here? Mr. Negative. Okay, and they got it down on turn 4. So it does suck a little bit. I do think that they're going to change. They're going to play Magic here. They could play 2 cards. Could play 2 cards. It could play 2 cards. We need to keep a slot open just in case they throw down an Iron Man, and we need to get rid of it before they play Mystique. Okay? I think they play Magic here, probably in the middle. Unless Mr. Negative gave them Magic for 3, then they might play Magic and something else and fill up one of the rafts. All depends on if they play Magic here or not. For Wow. Okay. So, sadly enough, we are not going to get what we needed. Very interesting Mr. Negative deck. Seems a little bit strange and kind of awkward, if I'm honest. That is going to be a very big hit monkey. Give me Shang-Chi. Okay, so no Shang-Chi for me, which does indeed make me sad. Trying to figure out how we want to win this. So let's say that this is the 4 over here. And then they're at 16. Well, they could play 1, 2, 3, 4 other cards. 16. They could be at 20 over here. We cannot play that many cards. We are currently at 10. Huh. Well, what the heck do I want to do? I'd say pretty much a guaranteed chance that we lose on this one. If we do this, then we're at 6, 10, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Potential. Nah, so they go all the way in, okay. So that means they play 4, so they're going to have enough power over here to take us out. Okay. Man, that was a good idea. Nice! Dude, if we win this, that's going to be so friggin' nasty. It's going to be so nasty if we win this. Tell me that he didn't play the 4 over here on the right. Please tell me that the 4 is not over here. Please tell me that the 4 is not. Well, if the 4 is. It is. We lose. No! Oh! That was so freaking close, dude. Oh, that was so close. If we had Nova down, if I had played Nova down a turn earlier, we would have just beat that incredibly broken hand that they just got. Oh my gosh, dude. And I thought they were gonna magic, but they didn't. That hurts. All right, Sera in hand. Okay. That sucks. That's okay. So I'm guessing. I'm guessing that this is a Galactus deck. And we're gonna want to play. Bro, are they gonna go for it right here, right now? Like actual? I think they're gonna play Galactus over here right now. Honestly. Yeah. Okay, so we'll act like we're upset about it. We're gonna hold on to our enchantress. They did take out our Shang-Chi, which sucks. Really bad. If they play Spider-Man, I'm done, dude. So boring, bro. Like, full stop. Yeah, I mean, they know that we don't have Shang-Chi anymore because they got lucky and took it out. Will this even do anything? 4, that would be 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We can go up to 18 here. Actually, I can almost guarantee you that they're going to play a goblin here. Wow, okay. No, they go early Shang-Chi. That's interesting. All right, so they're at 17. Can we get to 17? That's the question. Six, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 4. I mean, I have to try this, right? Yes. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh, get absolutely destroyed.